Welcome guys, welcome back to Code Blooded. So this is the sixth video in the series of pointers in C. And in the previous videos I've already covered like the what are basic arithmetic operations, and if you refer to previous other videos, like I have already included them in the playlist. So I've explained what are basically pointers and how the scene works behind the scene. Alright, I have even explained in the last video, that is video number 5, the video previous to this, that how contiguous memory allocation is done, and how the address is related to each that contiguous memory allocation, how is it determined by the compiler basically. So if you have not referred to those videos, I would please request you to refer to those videos. It is there in the playlist, alright, so you can access it anytime. And so in this particular video we will basically we'll dive directly into arithmetic operations in pointers, and we'll see how it differs from normal arithmetic operations. And so the particular case I'll take up is addition of pointers. Alright, eventually you'll get the entire concept, and then I'll tell you that what are the more arithmetic operations that can be done with the help of pointers. Alright, so let's dive into the topic. So here you can see we'll be starting with this. Alright, and first let's take up this particular example that you have. So here is a very simple statement, like a is equals to 5. I have told you this is an assignment statement. So what basically happens behind the scene, box gets created, alright, and 5 is stored within that box, and it is basically accessed with the variable name a. Alright, so this particular blocks, and indeed since this particular block exists in memory, so this will have an address associated with it. Alright, so in this particular case, what is this performing? Basically this is basically performing addition. Alright, so this particular thing is basically performing addition, and basically what it does is like it takes the value from here, it takes the value that is inside this box, it takes up here, adds 6 to it, so basically and then stores, so basically the resultant will be your 11, and that eventually will get stored in a box, and we can access this box with the help of the variable name k. Alright, so the resultant will be executed and then it will be stored in k. Alright, so this is a basic arithmetic or normal operation that you basically know. Alright, so now what is the difference between arithmetic operations in pointers? Basically that is the main thing. Alright, and how is it different from the normal arithmetic operations? So now let's consider this. So what is this? This is how an array is declared, the declaration of an array. So what basically happens in our memory, a contiguous memory block is created. Alright, a contiguous memory block is created like this, and what basically happens, this is the size of the array. So basically it will contain 5 elements, 5 basically sub blocks under one parent super block. This thing I have already explained like in my previous video, so I will not get deep into it. And these are the values that will be stored inside each of these boxes. Alright, so and we know that the data type is here integer, which means each of this box will, the value within this box will be of integer data type, and whatever the space that each of this sub block will occupy will be of 4 bytes. Alright, so we know this much. Let's just move on. So now basically consider this particular statement. Alright, consider this particular statement. Here what happens, this is a declaration statement, and it is a declaration statement of a pointer named p. Alright, and basically this integer means that the location to which p will be pointing will be containing a value of integer type. Now the right hand side, basically it is AND of c. So what does this means? Address of operator, like you know this, and I have told in my previous video, like if just a second, just write this. So this is basically address of operator. Fine, this is basically address of operator, and I have said that whenever I mention address of c, it basically refers to the address of the first sub block of that array. Alright, so instead of this, suppose you consider if I had address of c of 0, alright, the resultant would be the same, which means p in this case is also pointing to the sub block of, or the first sub block of the array, and if instead of this I had this particular expression, then also p would be pointing to that particular first sub block of that array. Alright, because p is a pointer and this is a declaration statement of a pointer. So next, now our main concern is this. what basically happens when I add 2, when I add 2 to this particular pointer p. All right, so this is the thing that I have mentioned just now. You please go through the statement, I have mentioned it. All right, so now I'll just tell you what happens. I'll just show it case this you after I explain this. So what was our statement? All right, our statement was p is equals to p plus 2. Fine. So I know that I have a pointer. All right, I have a pointer p. So basically this p will be pointing to the first subblock. All right, this is the first subblock, and now when I add 2 to it, what is the situation that happens? Okay, you need to understand one thing here before you just proceed on to here. I'll just explain you one thing. Just a second. Fine. So we know that p is a pointer, and basically now let's assume that the address of this first will be 1012. Please bear with my handwriting, okay guys. Actually I am writing with the mouse, so all right. Fine. So just a second, I'll just write it once again here so it's clear to you. Fine. So I assume that the first, it's just an assumption, basically addresses are generated randomly by the machine. So I am assuming that the first subblock has an address of 1012, and I know that since it is a contiguous block of memory. All right, so in my previous video I have explained that this particular every subblock will differ by 4 because each of these subblocks contains integer, and integer take up 4 bytes of space. All right, so this thing, if you do not understand how this address is allocated, please refer to my previous video. I have already mentioned this, so I will not get deep into it. So now what happens, p is initially pointing here, and p is a pointer. All right, so if p is a pointer, oops, I think, all right guys, no problem, I'll start it once again. So it's 1024, and this one will be your 1028. All right, fine. So this is how the addresses are written. Actually I just by mistakenly pressed the clear screen part, so everything got omitted in an instant. All right, so now so what did I have? I had this particular box here. All right, and this was the box of p. Basically since p is a pointer variable, so p I know will be pointing to the first subblock of this element. All right, so now what happens when I add when I add 2 to this p? So eventually what people think, addition. So what is the basically value inside p? So the value inside p, since p is pointing to the first subblock element, the value inside p initially will be 1012. All right, this will be the initial value within p. So basically what people think, that this will give me, what is the value of p? It is 1012 plus 2, so basically it will be 1014. That basically what people think. Now just analyze one thing, that p is pointing to a subblock which is a part of a contiguous form of a memory, which means if I travel further, since it is a part of a contiguous block, I will get some more subblocks here, and each of these subblocks will be associated with some kind of an address. All right, since p is a pointer to this, again I'm repeating, if p is a pointer to this particular subblock, the first subblock of an array C, an array I know is a contiguous part of a memory block. All right, so if I proceed from this position to further, I will get some more subblocks, and each of those subblocks will be associated with some kind of an address. So if I do this particular thing, can you see 1014 in any kind of these, among these address list? Can you see 1014? You cannot. So basically This is not the case that happens, because if I try to access 1014, I will get an error. Why will I get error? Because in this contiguous form of memory, there is no such sub-block with an address of 1014. So I will get an error when I try to access that particular sub-block which has this address. So basically no sub-block in this picture. In this picture, no sub-block has this address, right? So I will get an error. So basically the thing that happens behind the scene, all right, so what basically happens behind the scene, just understand. Basically when we write p plus of 2, so I know that p is pointing to this the base address of the array or the first sub block of the array, and it has an address of 1012. All right, and I know that this array will consist of integer values in this particular blocks, and integer take up 4 bytes of space. So when I do this, this basically means, all right, this happens in backend. This is the thing. So now if I take p, all right, 1012 plus of 8, all right, plus of 8, what will this give me? It will give me this particular expression will give me 1020. And now you see 1020 is the address of the third sub block, all right, or the third element of the array. So basically what happens whenever we add any kind of integer to a pointer, all right, this gets multiplied with the byte size of the sub block to which it is basically pointing. Fine. So initially it was pointing to this, and what was the value inside this? It was an integer type of value. An integer occupy how much bytes of space? 4 bytes. So I'll multiply this byte size with this particular integer that I have added to p, and then I'll do the total addition, and whatever the result I get, all right, that will be an address of among these 5 subblock elements. That will be the address of any of, suppose if it's 2 here, so it will be the address of the third subblock. All right, so basically since it is a contiguous block of memory, all right, when I try to access the value that is inside this particular address, so what is the value inside this particular address? That is this one, the value inside this box. I will not get an error. Why? Because this in turn has some value in it. In my previous case, what I have explained just a few seconds back, when I got the error, the scenario was different. All right, so this is basically what I have written. All right, this is basically what I have written here. In this case, when 2 is added to p, so basically it does not simply add to p. All right, does not, just remember this thing, does not. All right, this simply does not, because basically people tend to think this, they just simply add 2 and just give the result. All right, so this basically happens, this is the thing that basically happens in the back end. All right, so now just let's take a simple case, you will understand better. So in this particular case also, like when it is a contiguous memory, still there can be one more error. I'll explain to you how. Suppose for example I declare an array with only, just a second, all right, with only one element in it. Suppose I declare an array with only one element in it. All right, if I declare this, which means I have only one sub block, this one, so you can ignore this rest part. Okay, just for the time being, ignore this part, ignore the part after this. So I basically have one sub block, and since I have declared an array, so the compiler will think this to be a contiguous form of a block. It will think it to be a contiguous memory. All right, but since it is of one element, so only one sub block will be created, and basically this only will be that the only block within that entire contiguous memory, because the size is 1. All right, now if suppose I write p is equals to address of c, so basically it will point to the first sub block of that element, and this, in this case, since the size is 1, so the only element will be the first sub block. So p will basically point to this. Now if I add, suppose p plus 2, if I add, suppose if I write this statement, p is equals to p plus 2, so in our logic what will happen? Basically 2 p plus 2 times of 4. Why 4? Because the value in this particular sub block is an integer type, and it occupies 4 bytes of space, and p is pointing to this. So basically 4 comes here. So in this case 1020 should be our answer. But since this is of size 1, alright, this is of size 1, there is no such contiguous block after this that has an address here. So again we'll get an error. Alright, again we'll get an error. So please basically remember this. This is a very like confusing case. So I discussed 2 cases, alright, where we'll get an error in normal terms. What do people generally think? Where we'll not get an error, and where we can also get an error if we go by the logic that is I have mentioned here. So this is basically addition of pointers. This is how pointer addition is done. Alright, so if here it is p is equals to p plus 2 times of k, so basically whatever the resultant address it produces, it is basically stored in p, which means if p is initially pointing to the first, alright, suppose you assume here, just a small picture I'm drawing, if initially is pointing to the first after the execution of this statement, since I'm reassigning this thing to p, alright, so now instead of pointing to the first element, alright, p will now point to the third element here. Fine. So I hope you got what is the logic behind how the addition, basically this is known as this is the addition of pointers. Alright, so this is the addition, this is how we do the addition. In subsequent videos, alright, I'll be explaining this thing. So when I introduce printf statement, suppose if I have a full-fledged code related to this, then you'll understand in more detail that how can we perform various operations using this concept of addition of pointers. Alright, so you can just think of a gist, right? If my like, let's assume, suppose this 2 times of k, so if I give a for loop where the k value changes from 0 to suppose the length of array minus 1, so in this case 4 minus 1, alright, in this particular case, alright, so whenever I just loop through this, whenever I put k in this loop, and I know that the resultant of each expression will be the address of each of this subblock, so I can access the value within this each of this subblock by using the value at address of operator, and then I can do summation of it, of all the elements, and then I can print it. So that is one use case of pointers, how I can use pointers to manipulate such things. So that's it. This is this much for this video. If you have any kind of queries, please do put it in the comment box. Alright, I'll be definitely clearing those. So in the upcoming videos, I'll take up what more arithmetic operations can be performed, alright, and what I'll be explaining this, how the work process goes on with the help of a code example. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your time. Alright, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. Like, share, and comment. Alright, please do share this video in whatever platform you get. This will basically clear your concept. You can basically feel. So now you can feel what basically happens behind the scene when we basically add pointers or add any kind of integer to a pointer. Alright, fine. So that's it. Thank you very much. Thank you for your patience. Thank you. Have a good day.